Good morning, guys. It is Monday morning and Saturday our ball joints and tie rod ends did come in for Sid. So this morning we are going to jump over on Sid and get the ball joints and stuff in, and then it'll be up for sale. So watch for that. And I think Davey has some plans to start on our next build today. Start getting that 2006 Cummins, y'all seen with the top chopped off already. Start getting that body off, so.
Yep.
Alright guys, we got all the front end parts put on. Sid the Sloth. We are going to probably drive it down the road, see how it does. The seat cover probably won't be here till tomorrow, but it does show it landed in Indiana, so we should have it probably tomorrow. We'll get it put in, and I'm going to post it for sale.
I guess we're going to try and pull all the wires, column, brake pedal, clutch pedal, gas pedal, all that out. Get everything off the firewall so we can lift the cab up. But our intentions was to use the firewall and stuff, but I just simply don't like it. So just going to use the frame and the running gears.
The dash out. I was trying to record that. It didn't record, but we took the dash out. We've got to get all these plugs that are everywhere unplugged so we can take everything off the firewall and
cluster and cluster. So just wrap them up pretty good and then leave a tail off of them and that cluster.
10-4 rubber ducky. Well, let's hope these don't get ripped off. All right, so we are going to label stuff. So while Davey's taking wires apart, I'm gonna ride on them, label them. Like these two are for the cluster. I'm trying to get the steering bar unhooked from over here to pull it out with the steering wheel, because we are gonna try to use the Dodge steering wheel in the Chevy, just because it makes it easier, because we want all the turn signals and all that stuff in the key that goes with the Dodge. So we are going to be using that, and it'll rehook straight back to the gearbox. So that's kind of why we like to use the original Kamala whatever frame, I guess we would say, that we want to use that steering wheel, that column, because it'll hook back up and we don't have to do no cutting or welding to the steering shaft. All right, that's all the steering. Why is it so long?
this stuff doesn't set security off. All kind of issues. Wasn't used.
Should I put that on it?
So there's grounds. I want black tape, and that'll give me the idea that they're grounds, right?
So all grounds are going to be wrapped in black tape. That being said, this is a ground. Ow! Ground baby.
Well, don't fall off later. I mean, it's kind of obvious what it is. But
Yeah, with having that flat.
yeah.
Got more ground?
Mm-hmm.
So we already named this build. As we're using the orange cab that I call Log Dog, that's just gonna be this build's name because we're gonna use that cab. So Log Dog it is.
What else?
2 on the side.
Bigger. 3. Sizes is they 13 probably. I'm sure there's a lot more than that.
Oh, how'd you get to that? Where's the sideways gun?
I feel like I'm missing something, but I can't see it. These are going to be, probably need to take this off first. One is holding it up. Ah. Got a big one back there. I need this anyway. What is this? What's that tuner doing? Mm-hmm. We'll try and incorporate this in that.
That big deal's not wanting to cooperate. Alright, which one's the pedal? The big long one?
That's brake. Cut it on. Not really an accident. I didn't think it was factory. This is, I don't know what this is. Ah, so you can start it without the clutch pushed in. He
So-
done that.
Go ahead and put a brake on that.
These all go inside. I mean, I know the collars, but you can if you want. I don't know if we're gonna be able to use all that wire back through there, are we? Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Just in case.
Maybe. Fun part.
Alright. Did this need to be marked? This big box, or you know where it goes?
Just put a piece of tape around the whole kit and caboodle. And put inside cab, which I think we'll know, but I just don't want to be in this too. Like that. Cab lights. I'll figure out where all these wires go. Make sure they don't run back to the pump or something. This out, I need to lay this down.
Pretty sure it just goes over here to the body control module. And then
That's
back
a body control module.
right here, I'm pretty sure.
Ah, so I need it.
Yep. If you're gonna run cab lights and all that, you'll have to.
Headlights.
Yep.
I can do it. I just leave all this taped up because it's nice and tight. Shove it up in that dash and zip tie it.
Yes.
We need to get it out of there. First thing we need to do is get these vents out of our way. So, I'll get the-
There's a 10 millimeter. I found out it come out of this truck.
heck yeah. Pretty sure my shallow one I lost in a truck.
It's for the little one.
That's what I was saying. I
So
lost
you know
it.
how we're always joking about everyone losing their 10 millimeters? This is an ion, ion.
Daryl's gonna try to claim that.
10 millimeter.
Tell my truck, bro.
Okay, take that out. When you sold the truck, you lost it.
Sold the truck. You sold your 10 mil with it. Loser.
Those are screwed in. Don't think I'm not gonna claim that 10 mil. We always need a 10 mil. I lied, they're smaller. Way.
Got one this way.
Oh, I can probably use a
Take
10.
it. Keep going.
It's a long one.
Good. Now take it off. One more.
2 more.
Feed it through whatever way it needs fed.
Well, I gotta get this off over here still.
What is this? Ah, with a bolt on that. Keep going.
Alright, I gotta unplug this over here before it'll come out.
Just run it around that metal, or can you not?
Attached
All
to the.
this. I got a ground right here.
Alright, so this wiring harness still goes up into there. I don't know where it goes.
Yeah, I'll figure that out.
Give me a 10 mil. I got a strap or something holding right here.
Get a 10.
I got that plate undone.
Will it not come up? Probably.
Might have to pry it up. I'll be right back.
There you go. Cut them to where if I have to, I still got room.
I can take this out and lay it over here.
Yep. I think. Just try not to get it messed up.
What's
where
that
it's
one?
at. I have no clue.
I'm not hooked up.
All right, leave them just like that. That way when we get them in the other cab, we just lay them down in there and put them up. Oh man, take a look at my life, 'cause I'm a lot like you.
What you doing in there?
I need to take these off the shifter pole. Size of the day. Did you, on those two big white plugs on the deal, did you put not used out there on that part?
So pull them out and put that? No. See no big white plug.
This one. And the other one might have went with that harness. So that one, that white one there, needs wrote on it not used.
The one I put,
It'll be on this window here. Should be white.
that's
Right
cluster.
here. Not used.
Okay. Both those need not used, don't they?
Yep.
So just tape. If they have no writing, they're not used.
That what we're doing?
Yep.
We ain't gonna forget.
Nope.
We don't need words to remind us.
I'll put NA.
I am curious to set the orange cab on it, throw a fender on it and see where we're at. I almost bet the orange cab's gonna be back here and we're gonna have to move that motor back.
Guarantee you don't have to do that.
I guess we'll roll it back and get those under it.
You got this?
Nope.
Rambo?
That'll work. I think.
Hang on a second. Stop for a second. Alright. You're good on my side, I guess.
Oh, look good over here.
She's off of it.
In the jungle, the mighty jungle. Gang, gang. I don't think it's got as much wires as that HD had. On this side, anyway.
I don't think it does either.
This side does, but
This side is like hardly any wires at all, but you gotta run your battery and stuff over here. Which, so much for having two good batteries. This one's got a big hole in it.
I don't think either one of them is any good. Now.
Now we gotta push it over that.
Huh?
We gotta push it over that.
Got a Golfy, baby. Ain't nothing to sweat. So once we get it over that, we're gonna have to put it on the wheelie dollies. I'll move this. We'll shove it over out of the way. Probably get the trailer back up here. Let it down on the trailer somehow. Might have to cock it on a fender. Anyway, we'll let it down on the trailer. I'll pull it out.
instead of having to do it out here with the forklift and then try to figure out how to get it in the shop to the lift. So Davey's gonna go get tape measure. We're gonna measure it and then see if it'll fit. Ready it up?
Yeah. Just stop. Just for a little bit, and we'll have to turn it in. You messing with the tire over there?
Huh?
Tire missing over there?
Yep, it's gonna be close to it.
It's what?
It's gonna be close, yeah, it's missing so far. Are you good on your side?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Alright, I'm close.
Turn, turn, turn. That way. Turn. I'm gonna back all up first. Right, turn. Okay, from there, straighten them up, because we're gonna be unhooking all that. Good.
Alright guys, we're gonna start getting everything unhooked to this cab because we are gonna have to take off the front clip before we pull the cab off. So we're gonna get started on that. So we got Log Dog's cab off of its frame. We are gonna pull its frame, get it outside so we can set it back on the ground, start messing with the cab. It's almost, I think almost 3:30, 4 o'clock today, so we got a lot accomplished, more than we thought we would, so that's always a plus. But we're gonna get this frame out here now.
So we're gonna pop the bed off this, cutting the back half of the frame off, keeping the rear end, leaf springs and all that. Yeah, here we go.
Got the bed off now to cut this framing. Get the rear end out from under it.
Brake line.
That looks like smoking.
Don't really matter. I'm gonna be cutting it again. We'll need all this stuff off of it, then.
She off.
She crazy. Calling it a day. We are tired. We cut the back half of that truck off. We had to pull the bed off. That 01. Got the cab off, front clip off. Got that frame bearer, the 06 frame bearer. This is the cab going on that one.
Got the front clip.
Before we put that cab on it, there is some things we got to address on the motor. It is leaking a little oil. I've got to figure out a V-band clamp. Turbo's bigger than the original. It's an aftermarket turbo. I got to figure that out. I don't know. Anyways, we're calling it a day. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Alright guys, it is Tuesday morning and we are stripping the C60 cab on the inside. You can see Davey's already in there, but we're going to get everything out that ain't going to be used. So steering column, all that fun stuff got to come out so we can put in the Dodge stuff. So we're going to get to work on that and we'll show y'all what we got going. Okay. Stripping the cab. That's all the wiring from inside the 64 cab. 64, baby.
Need it up higher. This might sound dumb to a white girl,
What's that?
but since this has that double metal right here,
Yeah.
it's really screwing me up. The only problem is this might stick out too far for the clutch and everything to reach.
Okay, so what Davey's doing right now, these are, which you can see right here, it's a two-piece. So there's two pieces of metal to make that firewall, but they're split. Davey is trying to trim out the inside one so we can get the 2006 Dodge pedals to fit with their bracket right here. That way we don't have to do a bunch of modifying the pedals and stuff, and we can just use the factory 2006 Dodge ones. This is the piece we're wanting to take out right here. This right here. That needs to come out so this can fit up in there flat and flush. We drilled out all these rivets that hold these two pieces together. We're still trying to get the inside piece out that I showed y'all.
Holy Moses.
That's the piece we needed off.
It's hot today. Skadoosh.
Oh yeah. hold it up. Alright, what we're trying to do now is get the steering wheel fitted and put in. We're having to do some modifying, of course, to get it to work. Since we already got the pedal bracket and stuff in there, now it's time to get that fitted. And hopefully we don't have to do too much trimming, but yeah. Yep. Alright guys, we got the pedals mounted right here. We got the steering wheel mounted from the Dodge. They're both out of the 2006 Dodge, the pedal bracket and the steering wheel. Since we got those done, I'm going to go ahead and clean the cab out real good, vacuum it up, all the dirt and stuff that's in it, glass, stuff like that. Get it cleaned out real good. So we will be putting the cover back over all this, but for now it's just going to stay like this until we get closer to being done. All the pedals are worked, brake pedal. We haven't got the booster on yet, so it ain't going to hold it up. Clutch has plenty of room.
What are you doing?
Gas, fuel pedal, my bad, not gas pedal. Fuel pedal has plenty of room to work. We do have to, all these holes here in the firewall, we're going to put a sheet of metal over it and then get where we can attach the back of this here to the firewall, so that'll be bolted to the firewall. But yeah, for now I'm going to get to cleaning and get all this stuff cleaned up out of the cab. A lot of stuff to fix, to attend to, because the oil leak we believe is coming from right here. You can see that seal ain't folded up or something. See right there, there's a gap. We gotta fix that because we don't want no bad oil leaks, as you can tell. Try to move that frame over and get it under the cab, just to kind of get an idea where the cab's gonna sit on that frame, because we do think we are gonna have to move the motor back 3 to 4 inches, just so we can clear the front and get radiator, intercooler, and all that in the front of the truck this time. Hopefully we can do that without cutting any of the firewall. I thought we just moved a tiny bit.
All right.
That was
All right.
All right. So we moved it back farther because we weren't quite, the wheel was turned, so it was, the wheel, the rim, whatever. Tires were turned, so it looked like we were more in the center. This is more of the center here. So that, we pushed the frame back, so now we don't have the gap we had, which we got a little gap, but also want to leave room if we need to work on anything.
And it's setting a little
Yeah.
crooked too.
It is.
Because if it's closer over here, and by the time we get it straight, it might be really hard.
So if we eliminate the fan and do electric fans, that's gonna be able to move our radiator back probably about here.
So my goal is not to have to move the motor train and transfer back because you screw up your drive shafts, front and back, you 3-4 inches. We've had to with 12 valves. Just to get the center here, you've got to move them back. I'm trying to avoid that. These fenders off the C10 are different than the C60, so fender wells and all that.
Could be different.
Yeah, we might be having to pull one of those off to check to be 100%. We still don't. We don't know yet. We're just getting an idea. Because if we're got to move the motor back, then we're just gonna get it over with, get it done. But if not, if we think we can make it work. So the core support goes here. And it's, right now, it's in front of the fan.
Yep.
Which once you eliminate the fan, you can move this up in that position. There is room on the core support to cut a little of it. And I mean, we did it on farmhand without moving the motor back. Horrible idea on a 12 valve, but
Yeah, we still got to use.
because of the way these fenders are arched, there's not a really a good center point on them. I always just eyeball it, and I get them pretty good looking. So I'm wondering if I can't manipulate it just a little and go back further than what I probably should.
I like that this radiator is thinner because the 12 valves are, what, 42 inches long? This ain't, this is pretty,
They're 42 inches tall. What's that at? Ben?
yep.
36, counting the bracket.
Right, go here and measure this. See that big hole right there? We can manipulate that and get the radiator squeezed in there so we have more room.
We are gonna have to cut some in the fender.
I can live with some of it. But you can also cut, like we did the other one, you can take out to over here.
Yeah, I can take it out all the way to up here if I have.
Yeah. And that'll allow,
And rebox it in the fire.
look at this gap. You've got this gap right here that we could squeeze the radiator to get it farther away. So that helps because of how these are made.
So, you see it? It's hitting the stud. So it ain't allowing it to go all the way down and get tight. It was lifted right here and it was leaking, pouring oil out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take all this off and I'm gonna Dremel this out to where it ain't touching the stud and make sure it's going down as far as it's supposed to.
That way this seal here, this gasket gets a good tight seal so it won't leak. While he's getting that ready, I'm gonna clean all this oil up on here. That way we can tell if we fixed the leak or not.
Oh, look at that, son. Flat on metal on metal.
Look at that.
You could stick a quarter between that last time.
You could stick a lot more between that. It was bad, like really bad.
How did they not see that, you ask? Well, the back of the motor on them 06s are under the cab like this far. You can't. This is all field work back here when they're on the truck. So I'm not blaming anybody because that sucks.
No. Tuesday evening, we got a lot accomplished today. but we're gonna run over and visit with our family real quick. But also been meaning to tell y'all, if y'all would like to order shirts or decals or anything, go over and check us out on Facebook. That's where you'll do all that. If you want to order shirts, you can order on there. If you want to order decals, also you can order on there. Just send us a message. But yeah, go check us out on Facebook. But that's going to be it for this video. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys.
Peace.